Hello, you beautiful souls. How are you today? It is Friday, the 5th of April. Aaron Michael Eschenberg here, bringing you your daily horoscope for the new moon, the Aries new moon. God, we've been waiting for this energy, haven't we? Now, if you're watching this and it's already Friday, odds are pretty good the new moon has already happened. It's not that you missed it, but it happened about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right? So we're already set in place. It's like, while you were sleeping kind of a deal. We're in it. We've arrived. We're at the point of arrival. Arrival and the initiation, the embarking on the journey. Now, many of us that I've talked to, many of us have been feeling this swampy water energy from Pisces. Now, generally, Pisces is like this, it's sweet and it's loving but with so much energy in there for the past few weeks, it's obvious. It is obvious what this water Pisces energy feels like. It's murky. It's slow. Now, new moons are new beginnings. They're also new perspectives. And in Aries, we're talking about self. The initiation, the spark of self. It's like I'm embarking on a new journey. It's an embarking on a new journey of my life. And we've been creating, this mega transformational new vision of our lives with the sextile between Saturn and Neptune and Pluto. So Saturn, Pluto up here in Capricorn, and Neptune over there in Pisces. We're creating this, the vision of ourselves, a vision of a future, of where we want to be. We're dismantling reality. Existentialism. We're dismantling our reality, or the reality of what our predecessors have set up before us, and saying, and this is how we work. It's like we are in the digital revolution, the technological revolution, where we went, depending on the age you went from an analog childhood to a very digital adult life, for the majority of the people that are viewing this, or from a digital child life to a digital adulthood. This is the digital revolution right now, the age of Aquarius, technology, futuristic, future thinking, So we're in a very almost disconnected, connected, it's like we're connected through social media, but less connected around the campfire kind of a deal. And we're at this new way of thinking coming about, this new way of Aquarian revolution coming about. We're creating this new vision. Creating this new vision, again, is like getting all of like this old analog thinking. It's like what worked for our grandparents didn't necessarily or isn't necessarily going to work for us. Or it's not going to be the same. I mean, the odds are pretty good that whenever I have a kid and who has a kid, so my grandchild might never ever have a driver's license, because we might not ever be able to drive cars again in our not so distant future, as it's the number one killer next to heart disease in the world. So it's like we're looking at autonomous cars. We're looking at this future, new things coming back, okay? New moon, new things, new ways of dealing with stuff. This is an issue. We have too many deaths by cars. We have to find a solution. There's a new way to do it. Autonomous vehicles. Now, that takes away part of our freedom. I'm not talking about rights here. I just mean like getting behind the wheel and like driving down into the unknown. There's a couple of roads I know of up north but they're just these pathways, they're not kept up by anything. It's kind of cool to drive your car down these like unknown where it's going to go road. So things change. So the lives that we're living, the destination or the view of what reality is changing, and is kind of different for every person. So as we're creating this new life and this new moon, this new beginning, is embarking on this new journey, we still have a lot of this water energy left. So I'm going to help put things in an interesting perspective here. Now, if you are transporting yourself on the ground, you might walk, you might run, you might skip if you're feeling jolly. You get in the car. And if you're going to go in the air, you're going to fly a plane or a hang glider or something appropriate to cut through the air. And now if you're in water, you're going to drive a boat or a submarine if you're submerged into it. Now, as we are, as individuals, moving through all of this water, I see a lot of kicking and screaming. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with each other. It's like we want this new life, we want this new vision, but there are certain aspects of our old path that we're not, or old life that we're not really ready to let go of. This is where there is resistance. What you resist persists. I love that. What you resist persists. The path of least resistance. So as we have all this water energy, what's happening is we have this fire energy today, and it's squaring Saturn, it's squaring Pluto. So it's like, you're not going anywhere too fast, and it's still tying up these loose ends to make sure everything is good for the ship to really embark off onto its journey. So back to the resistance. Here we go. You don't run a marathon in water. You don't even walk necessarily in water unless you're doing some sort of water aerobics. You swim. You glide through the water. There's a different way to approach it. So, in this new moon, these new perspectives, there's a different way to approach the resistance of how we're trudging through this water. We're trying to walk through it. We're trying to run through it to get to the other side. It's like, no, we got to learn to swim. We have to learn to glide through it. We have to learn that this is a different medium. And sometimes running and walking is fine here on Earth. Flying is great when you're up in the air. We're talking about a lot of water. We got to learn how to swim. We have to learn how to maneuver through this differently than the other ways, the ways that we have been doing it. So when we're learning to swim, when we're learning to glide through it, we're met with less resistance. The path of least resistance, right? So this is the goal. So wherever we're embarking on, whatever journey we're moving forward to, just remembering that there's alternative ways to go about something. And if we have this spark, if we have this initiation, this inertia propelling us forward to live this life, when we're met with this resistance, we don't have to push the door down. It's like getting the cat's claw stuck in your, oh yeah, come here, cuddle with me, buddy. But then you pick him up or he tries to jump away. You get the claw dug in you, and if you just pull it up, oh, you mean you just ripped your shirt, you ripped your dress, your gown, or whatever you're wearing, So it's like, find where it flows. Water flows. But the new moon is not in water, it's in fire. So it's go. So there's a bit of that, right? Because if it just go, I'm going to rip my shirt. And that's no good. Now I have to take the extra moment to change my shirt or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's like precautionary, although this is like a go, this is go. Again, I think I was talking about it yesterday. It's like checking your hall pass. We got to check your hall. Or maybe it wasn't yesterday. Maybe it was in the long video. I made like this 20-minute long video. I'm going to wrap this up here because we get the point. What you got this person like checking through the hall pass. You're like, no, it's not about the hall pass. I got to go. We got to break through this Aries spark, inertia, fire. Let's go. Let's get it done. And then we have all this water we got to learn to swim through. And we have this square to Saturn and Pluto squaring this new moon. So it's just like, yeah, hurry up and wait. Hurry up, get your new life together, and then really formulate it and get it figured out, and then go, and then, so there's always one more extra step. There's always one more extra step. But that's all right. It's about, I love this. We'll end this with some Alan Watts. He says, it's not about the journey. It's not about the destination. If it were about the destination, it would be about the point of arrival. And if we're talking about arriving someplace, generally we want to do it fast. And it's like life shouldn't be, looked at as a journey. It shouldn't be looked at as a destination. It shouldn't be a point of arrival, of getting to this new life, of me getting to this new love or this new job or this whatever, or the next, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Which is a destination. It's an endpoint. It's just like life should be played like a piano. If it were to hurry up and get the, like a sports game or something, it's hurry up and get the most points. Hurry up and get the ball to the other line before we run out of time. Where it's like, yeah, you play music. Life should be played like music. Where if I just play the very last note of a symphony, of Beethoven's Fifth, you don't get it. You don't get it. If I only play ba, You don't get the contrast. You don't get the la da 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 da. You don't get the conversation, the back and forth, the ups and the downs, the flow of this. And this is best. Again, I'm absolutely taking this from Alan Watts. But this, you know, if it were only about the destination, then the only famous musicians would be the ones that played the fastest, because they went from A to Z the quickest. So this Aries new moon, although we're feeling this spark, we're feeling this urge to move, this urge to go get our weekend on, it's like remembering that this is about playing. This is about the contrast, those up notes, the sour notes. It's the dynamics of when it gets loud and when it gets quiet again. And it's just playing and having fun, and not just about arriving someplace or getting, you know, being in such a rush to embark on the leaving to get the journey underway that we've left out a very important detail. You know, so that's why, thankfully, we have Saturn there to balance this new moon out. And this is also the first new moon in Aries in 7 years that hasn't had Uranus in there as well. You know, Uranus has moved out. So just like the longer video I put out, a lot of stuff has changed. This is our first Aries new moon with this energy, with a little less fire energy. So get ready, guys. Get excited. Get excited. Get ready to embark on whatever journey you're in. Share with me what's going on in your lives. Is there a new journey? Is there a new, you know, is there new horizons in your lives? Share it. Let's talk about it. If not here, join the Honest Astrology page and share some SpongeBob meme or something, you know, ridiculous astrology memes. Community, man. All right. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Happy new moon. We'll see you tomorrow.